Okay, I have several things I need to pot up. Now remember, these are squash, so I was saying I put them in here just to get them up and growing, and I immediately have to transfer them over to a bigger container. I have quite a few of these, and I have to check every one to make sure I have holes, and big enough holes on the bottom to put them on a wicking mat. I better have my heat gone on. These are the containers that mushrooms come in, and they make excellent little planters. And they're actually tougher than the planters that you get from the store lots of times. On the bottom there, see the narrow lines, they're further up, and the big squares, they're the ones that down touching the bed. So I had to put a hole in each one of those squares. One hole will do, but if you have the hole too tiny, then the soil has a little bit more trouble being down touching the wicking mat. So there, got that done. I have to do that with each one now because I do have some here I noticed. And this is from further back, but it's up in the raised portions, and the holes are not very big. So that was earlier on, so I made a mistake there. You got to put your first handful of soil in. Make sure you've got this on a flat, smooth surface, that is. And then you look at the underneath when you're done to make sure that it's down to the surface on all holes. Then the rest of it, you don't have to pack in hard. You just pat it in like that. Big holes in these. Fair size, actually. I'll tell you what I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4 Watton butternut. This is 1 Burgess buttercup. I have 4 Marketmore cucumbers and 5 National Pickling cucumbers. Now there are some that's still coming up. Like this, I got 2 straight 8s here, but I gotta let them grow a little bit more first. Looks like there's 1 bush delicata starting. I really hope they work. Sugar baby melon, I think they will grow, but they're not started yet. So like I say, there's still some starting, so I'm not worried about it. Just that with these being so big, you put them in a little thing like that, and as soon as they come up, you gotta transplant them, or else they will be root bound very quickly. You see, it's just starting to grow out a true leaf, and look at the roots, right? So I gotta transfer them up to this. We are having a record year for icebergs. It's maybe the 2nd week of June before these can go outside. Don't forget to label it, whatever you does. I'm going to put one in here. I'm pretty sure it's not the soil. That the Alma paprika, one of the peppers, decided it was going to die. And I don't know why. So that one came out nicely. One of the problems when you're setting in here, try to get your seed right in the center of the cell, because when they're over near the hedge, they have a tendency to pull away, and the soil pull away from them. I find that in the center, more often I can get them out with that clump of soil and not falling apart on me. But once again, I don't have the holes right on it. Beautiful. Didn't got enough soil in that one. See, here's one of the things I did before when I was having trouble getting the soil to touch the wicking mat. I put in little pieces like that. But now further along the way, I know better, so I can do it better. This one was just barely up, so it didn't have so many roots, but I think it'll be okay. I was thinking about letting it go a little bit further. So because of that, I think I'm going to let these go further. They're up and they won't have enough roots grabbing onto that soil block yet. So I'm going to put them back, then see if there's anything else I need to up top. I do have a piece of excitement here. This is the one we took out of the fridge. It's called Northern Ackberry. The first seed has sprouted. Now there are several seeds in there, as you know. So let's get something that I can gently prick that one out with. I'm going to use this. This is a tree, of course, so you definitely got to get this one out right away. So here we are. I'm holding on to the seed leaves, and you can see how the root is on it. So just poke my finger down there, stick the root down. Now a tree, of course, it got that taproot on it. It has to have room to grow down. So I think that other green thing that's growing in there is just a weed. Add a bit of extra water to it because it's been sitting there a while. And put that back over and wait for more to grow. This is going to be sitting there for quite a while, so I'll put it on a bigger sign. In fact, I draw it like that, and then I'll go over it with the wood burner. Well, that's good. I'll put this back on the grow shelf here until it's growing a little bit, and then I'll move it up to the sunroom, or if it's warm outside I can move it outside. Those are my cole crops, what I have now, so I'm putting those outside to harden off. I did have them out 1 hour one day before, but then the ice came in and temperature dropped. It's just miserable weather out there. But I can start to harden them off in the day, and when the weather turns back nice again, then I can plant them out. I have a bunch of early Jersey Wakefield cabbage here. Remember, I put in a couple seeds in each cell, and there's one cell that doesn't have anything growing in it out of 11. These here, as you just seen, these are the size that I grow my cole crop, like cabbage and broccoli and that in. So I have to push this back here, fill up this. I want to put it there. That's the thing, you could take one of the other ones and just poke them down, but remember I had to poke it down to make sure it gets to the wicking mat. Now I'll get my trusty buddy that I had here just earlier. Where'd you put? That's where I put. I'll separate out them all and see what I get. Go the other way. Not a whole lot of root on these. Now I think that's just normal. It's not. There's Jersey Wakefield. 18. I have a tomato plant there, a Beaver Lodge slicer. And I'm not sure what I want to put it in. Here's something usable. Now that's, I assume, Berkeley tie-dye. It's in this row, the part here. I've got a brandy wine label here, but there's no label here. This is Berkeley tie-dye, so I assume I went down, and then I had just a few left and I finished it off. It's taken up out of there. No, I'm not going to plant that. It's seed they got in there somehow, but I don't know what it is. Now, so to review, we're going to let them that's just barely up go a little further. But these that were starting to get the first true leaves, they were able to be up potted into the final pot. They'll go from here out into the garden. The two black locusts that I showed you in the last video in here are still growing. So we add a tomato and several cabbage plants out of here. A lot of these seeds, they're older seeds, so I need to get on to remember I was saying you write the year on your seed packets. I need to get on to that and keep fresher seeds. Backing that one back there, we've got some seeds coming up. The cucumber, let's see. So there's only 2 cucamelon up there. The munchkin broccoli is up in the back. That is, oh, that's cucamelon in the back too, it looks like. No, that's calendula. Common calendula in the back. These onions here, that's the scrawny ones that I had when I was planting out the onions outside. And here, that's some black fish stew, which are just up, and they'll be planted up like the other ones soon. There's one Long Island cheese coming up right there. I have dark purple opal basil coming, and in the back there, that's the Thai basil. The mammoth basil, once again, that was some really old seeds, so I'm not surprised that they're not coming. And then we had our 18 cabbage. Over here, see, I'm hoping that I can take these out and not disturb the roots. Bold gold chamomile, and then there's Roman chamomile. So I got 4 rows of chamomile growing there. The arugula is coming up, and on the outside, now these are the ones who really, I find that they don't like being transplanted at all, but I decided I would try it. That's California poppy. I ran out of space in the grow room, like you would, so I moved all these. That's trees that I had moved up before, but all of the tomato plants here. I have pepper plants here. It's actually too cold out here for pepper plants now. It's like 9 degrees or something. But they'll survive. They're not going to die. So another pepper plant. Peppers. And I have a bunch of containers to put them in, because, well, they didn't survive. So a little later, when those pepper plants are growing further, I'll put them in those pots. It's a misty day. The leaves are really starting to come out on the roses now. I almost remember, why do I always forget the name of this plant? But the leaves are out anyway. Hopefully there's not much collecting on the frame, and I get a good picture. You can see how misty it is, hopefully, on the camera. And yeah, the weather was coming in nicely, and I was like, well, we're going to be ahead this year. But then the ice flow arrived and cut everything back. Looks like now we're going to be behind. But we'll soon have some hydrangea blossoms. Yeah, going to be behind. I don't have the stuff planted out, but even for the ones who planted it out with this cold weather, they're not going to be any further ahead. You see this one? It's going to have a blossom right there. This is the snowball bush. Here's another blossom. It is getting healthier and healthier every year. Oh dear, we've got wind. Hopefully it doesn't mess with the sound too much. There is the occasional dahlia around here, and I'm hoping that at some point I'll get up and be able to dig them up and separate out the corms again. See the grapes out by the front. This is Valiant grape, and they're really coming in really well. I mean, it's May the 20th, and I would expect them. The other grapevines, I should say, has been at this point in like the 1st of June. But this is on the other one now, on the other side of the pine tree, and both of them are pretty good. Love each out by the fence. It's growing better every year. I wouldn't expect it to grow as good as the one I got up there in the shady plot. Kind of a nice scene coming up here. You got the 2 forsythia out in full bloom. The leaves are just opening up on Romeo cherry. Is it going to have any flowers? It looks like there might be a flower there. This one did flower sometimes, so we'll get berries off it sooner or later. Anyway, This is the thing that it'll eventually come. It is actually coming. You see the little red buds here. That's the smoke bush. I don't know why Juliet struggled more than Romeo, but it did, and I don't know if the other one's called Cupid or what it's called. It was a love series from Vessies anyway. Leaves are opening up on the maple. And they're coming well along on the plum trees too now. You know, and this is something I didn't know, but the flowers on a maple tree come out before the leaves. See, there's all flowers there, and the leaves are coming out right behind them. I think it was calendula I put here. I don't know. Now they're still there. It's just that they're not going to be growing in cold weather. You gotta wait for the weather to get a little warmer. Of course, the tulips, they're growing. Now have a look at this. I wonder if that shows up any good on the video. Just a minute. You see, I have a close-up lens on this camera. So that's the Myroblend cherry plum. It's just as loaded in flowers as actual cherries. This is exciting. I don't know what's going to happen here. This might be an example of a tree that, while it'll grow, it's hardy to this zone, and it puts out its leaves early and it keeps them on late, but you need the right temperature profile to get it to flower. And so it's a matter of really, I guess, for around here, it's going to be year by year. Some years we might get the right temperature earlier on and they get to flower. I guess we'll wait and see. But this is what I was saying about the pawpaw. I could probably get a pawpaw tree to grow here, but it'll never produce fruit. And this maturing apricot might be the same. This willow that we're walking up to now, I really like it. But it grows up here and then dies back, grows up and dies back. It's a really nice, see, it's got this little catkins coming out here. It's a really nice, the leaves, the way it comes out, and the nice green, light green new shoots. It's a very beautiful willow. This is fox willow, which I don't show very much. I just grabbed it when I was down to the greenhouse one year, the Faith greenhouses in Low Sport, and it's growing. And you can see the leaves coming out, but it's not really doing very much. If I get the time to get at it, I might work around the bottom here and clear it back, see if I can get it to grow better. That adds some excitement. Did I hear a moose? I think I just heard a moose. Pixwell gooseberry. You see all the flower buds are coming out on this. Now this is the currant, hey, the red currant. They are delicious. Oh, it's finally going to put out leaves. This is, see the twigs on it, it looks like just brown dead things. So you come in spring and you got this, it's a very big bush and it looks like just a bunch of dead sticks. But it eventually leaves out and it's got the, when it gets a cover of leaves, it's a nice green, soft looking texture. And then it comes out with those flowers, a lot of flowers later on. The black currants, they are not flowering yet. This is our excitement for this year. Well, another one of our excitements in my garden is exciting to start anyway. But so this one is starting to flower. That's the same as the other one down there, the cherry plum. Or is it? Yeah, this is a cherry plum. You see, the flowers on these are so inconspicuous. Now come in here to check on the sugar maple, the only one sugar maple I have growing now. But it leaves out every year. It's doing nicely. But as you can see, they're different than the common maple and the red maple, eh? Raspberry plants are all leaved out. That's golden raspberries. And look where they're growing. They're going on up the embankment. So we'll look at these closer now. This is the other plum tree, hopefully. Because if you go over here, you see everything looks the same. And that's the bigger plum tree. Rhubarb. Looks like I'm going to have a harvest of rhubarb next month. Then of course the rest of the garden this is the rest of the garden. Now we'll come down and we'll show you a disappointment, but I do have a plan. I think everything is going to be okay. So I planted out these onions and they were sitting there for a couple of days. And they were perfect. Nice big onion plants, just like that one there. But then we had 2 nights of -5, and you can see what happens. I don't know if how much is alive here, but I counted through, and it seems like the cat got into did that. I don't see anything else, but I mean, he was there all last year and I didn't do that. Why is he doing it now? At any rate, there is the occasional one that's still alive, and I counted, I think it was 117 that I was fairly certain that would make it. As we get further over here, you see right here, most of them survived. Now I'm going to put that up to the fact that the water table is closer to the surface here, so the frost can't hit because the ground stays moist, more moist here. Then as you go across that way, it just gets drier and drier. So that's what I'm blaming the frost difference on. But the frost came because of the Arctic ice flow that came down. Garlic, I never heard that. They're growing perfect. To me, we've got excitement here too. I mean, having those trees down is excitement just because, well, now I've got 2 sunny plots, right? But you see that all of this light green stuff is new growth. And also with this one, so I've got 2 kale plants that survived the winter, We'll see how they grow, because like, will they grow much better this year? We shall see, right? And that thing there, I think that's alive as well. Now, you can see there's a lot of chunks of wood around. I didn't get, when we cut down the last trees, I didn't get a chance yet to actually clean up that. Now, how much we did break that one right there on the last bit of trees, but this here is okay. Where's the other one? Oh, he's right there. But it looks like that piece is okay. So we're still crossing our fingers and hoping for the best. I got 4 rhubarb plants. Rhubarb is another one of those crops that a lot of people want. And so this is why I got 4. I actually got 5, because this one was here. I don't know when this one was planted here, but with the sun now shining down here, these will grow quite fast. This is the blueberries. The leaves are coming out. And this one here. Just a little note in here. The tulip bulbs, they're going to be flowering here all pretty soon. Here comes one right there.